The second utilization scenario that I would like to present to you is this particular one, FAQ block. So what does it correspond to? So now I'm not synchronizing a database anymore. I will synchronize a page. The action I took was that in my Notion application, I created a page resembling this format with an FAQ section to address commonly asked questions. In this scenario, I fully immerse you in the use case by showcasing my website and talking about the importance of Notion WP Sync for seamless synchronization between Notion and WordPress. I possess a frequently asked questions FAQ document containing inquiries frequently raised by my clients, and I desire for this FAQ to be displayed in numerous locations on my website. Typically, an approach I could utilize is to generate an FAQ section in my WordPress, copy and paste my information on all the pages where I require it. Nevertheless, the problem arises when in the future, if I desire to include a question and it is on 5 pages, the task becomes rather laborious. However, if I have it on 15 pages, it is a nightmare. Therefore, the importance of having a single source of truth and being able to share it in multiple places cannot be overstated. The permitted and possible actions with the plugin involve synchronizing data in a WordPress block, providing a valuable feature for efficient content management and updates. There you go. So what I did was, I took my FAQ, I want to import it as a post, and so there, I don't know if you remember earlier, I had post type, and there was short code. I went over it in a rather quick manner. However, that is precisely what it corresponds to. I am able to take the data and insert it into a compact snippet of code that I can subsequently position on all of my pages. Similarly, I opt for synchronization. Consequently, this is the location where the final tab that I have not yet shown you emerges, namely the Notion content. Upon completing the synchronization just before, I proceeded to sync the FAQ using a small piece of code that I had written for this purpose. For individuals who are accustomed to utilizing WordPress or even just developers, you have most likely already come across this particular concept of shortcode on WordPress websites or blogs, and how it appears visually. I have my list of pages that I need to review and assess visually. I placed it on my Notion WordPress synchronization page. I possess the capability in WordPress to include a block. It will be a concise code or shortcode right here. I possess the option to retrieve that shortcode and include it right here in this location. In other words, if I ever put my page up one day, I just go back to that place, I find the frequently asked questions, FAQ, that I had in my ocean just before, and it is exactly the same as it was before I left. With this small piece of code, I am able to place this block on various pages of my website. Whenever I make a modification in Notion and sync it, the change will be automatically reflected in all the locations on my site. And we went even further than that. That is to say, shortcode, when you see things like that, it can be a little bit scary. One might not necessarily know how to use it. The proposal we put forward is essentially a Gutenberg block that provides the capability to retrieve the shortcodes that you have created in a convenient and user-friendly manner. That block is referred to as Notion content. I am going to remove this one in order to demonstrate its appearance. Within my Gutenberg blocks, after installing the plugin, I come across the Notion content feature that is available for use. And there I can go get it. The shortcodes that I synchronized beforehand, all those who find themselves here in that tab. So I simply need to type FAQ and I will locate it there. It is identical to the one I had just below. And when I make updates to my page, I find it here once again in the exact same way as before. So this simplifies the usage even more. You do not need to bother about manually adding shortcodes as it is done automatically. However, why was it still significant? The rationale behind our desire to proceed in this manner is that if you are a developer and you build a website completely from scratch using pure code, I can easily envision a scenario where you would need to access that code, incorporate it into your different templates, and have the connection established automatically. It is extremely simple. That is the entirety of it. I don't have more things to present to you about this Notion content because I believe it speaks for itself. Honestly, it is a great feature. Here, I presented it just for a frequently asked question, but you can imagine it with numerous things. From the moment you have recurrence on your site with different types of blocks or data, it's really very interesting.